Another year, another wave of shitty YouTubers doing shitty things or just making shitty content in general. This year, well, it wasn't as bad as YouTube last year with all the drama and shit. Yes, there was a lot of drama this year, but it wasn't as prevalent as it was last year or nearly as bad as it was last year. But there still was a lot of shit that went down this year on YouTube, and I'm going to talk about 10 YouTubers that I think were the worst YouTubers of this year. It's not in any particular order, even though I'm saving the worst, absolute worst for last, but we'll get to that later. Anyways, so without further ado, enjoy. These are in my opinion, the worst YouTubers of 2017. DaddyOFive was a channel run by a man named Mike Martin, and basically this is what the channel consisted of: bullying the little kid with the glasses you see in the picture, and his name was Cody. So basically they would pull all these kind of pranks on Cody, you know, what should be lighthearted pranks consisted of, I don't know, pushing him or emotionally abusing the kid, making him cry, and constantly the kid was like, "Get the camera off of me," and screaming at the parents and crying and shit. You know, aren't these wonderful family-friendly videos? So anyways, the shit went down for DaddyOFive when they uploaded a video called, I believe it was an ink prank where they spilled ink in Cody's room, and then they put the blame on Cody. This was a prank and all, and they were screaming at Cody and making Cody cry and scream, and it was just an awful video. And then shit hit the fan for DaddyOFive. Everyone was calling them out. This became a huge YouTube story. And then eventually Cody and Emma, these two kids, were taken away from DaddyOFive, and the biological mother got custody of these two kids. And then DaddyOFive shut down his channel, basically. Well, not shut down, but he privated all of his videos, and to this day, his videos are still not back up. But, you know what, good riddance. We don't need child abusers on YouTube, alright? Pieces of fucking shit. People like this should not be on YouTube. In fact, this is one of the few times where I actually advocate a channel being flagged down, but unfortunately, DaddyOFive wasn't flagged down, and, you know, channels that have controversial opinions and say things that hurt people's fifis are taken down or have their videos flagged down, but DaddyOFive, no, they're safe. Fucking retarded. This really goes to show how broken YouTube is. Anyways, next. Austin Jones ran a channel that mainly consisted of song covers, vocal covers, really, and it was pretty much covers of, you know, the latest pop songs and shit like that. You know, a bunch of channels. You've seen a bunch of channels like this before. Well, Austin Jones is one of those channels, and he had quite a big following, too, you know, mainly of teenage girls and shit, so you might be thinking, that sounds pretty innocent. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Well, here's the thing. Earlier this year, he was exposed of having a whole collection of underage girls, a lot of them naked too in these videos, fucking twerking and dancing for him, and there are even a bunch of conversations leaked where he instructed them on exactly what they should do in the video. Show your ass, show your anus, twerk this way, twerk that way. And it was just honestly fucking disgusting. And this man is facing up to 30 years in prison for this shit. I'm pretty sure he was sentenced by now, but, you know, a good riddance to you piece of shit pedo. Alright, the less pedos on YouTube, the better. And here's the awesome thing about the recent times and shit on YouTube. A lot of these pedophiles are being exposed for who they are, and, you know, their reputations come tumbling down as they should. And it's just so fucking great to see people like this being brought to justice. What's even more disgusting is this guy used his fame to manipulate these girls. He was like, "Oh, I'm this big star, and if you don't do this for me, then I'll be very, very disappointed in you." And then these girls, these starstruck girls, you know, talking to their idol, you know, they're completely fucking starstruck over this guy, and they can't believe that they're talking to him. And they're like, "Oh, I don't want to disappoint Austin Jones. Alright, I'll take off my clothes and dance for him." Fucking piece of shit. I fucking despise people like you, and And I especially despise people who just use their fame to manipulate people to get what they want, and especially when they manipulate people who are underage just to get nude photos and videos of them dancing or whatever the fuck they tell them to do. It's honestly just fucking disgusting. And again, I'm glad that this guy is getting 30 years in prison. And to be honest, he's not going to survive this. I mean, come on, fucking look at the guy. I mean, this guy does not stand a chance against Big Bubba in prison. Bye-bye, you pedophile piece of shit. No one will fucking miss you. But, as weird as this may sound, there is some good that came out of this. Austin Jones sent a bunch of videos to various different girls, teaching them how to twerk, showing them exactly how he wants them to twerk in their videos that they sent him. And a lot of these videos leaked, and here's one of them.
Hey cutie, this is the first basic twerk move. This is what you do. You stand with your legs apart, you bend your legs, and then you arch your back, and you unarch it. You do it faster, so it's like... And that's it.
At least we will forever have that to laugh at. You may or may not have heard of this channel. iMustDestroyAll was a ranting channel, a pretty unique ranting channel actually, and a unique channel in general. It was ran by a man named Mac Carp, and he pretended to be a demon from hell. He even had a voice changer to make him sound demonic. He always wore a mask. He always wore the same costume that you see in this picture in all of his videos. He would mainly rant on YouTube drama or some other shit too, but mainly YouTube drama. That's what his channel mainly consisted of. So earlier this year, iMustDestroyAll was exposed. Similar to Austin Jones, where, he was talking to underage girls, trying to get photos and videos from them, mainly through Discord, and I'm sure from other forms of social media as well. Anyways, this was exposed around January of this year. And, he disappeared for a few weeks, I guess he wanted to try to hide from all this, but eventually he made a video, a pretty weak video too, that it was pretty much a half-assed attempt at trying to defend himself, but really his reputation was done for. The video has over 600 dislikes, the dislikes heavily outweigh the likes, and most people didn't buy his bullshit in this video. So what did he do exactly? A conversation was leaked, a Discord conversation, and there are videos of people reading through it. If anyone asks, I'll link someone to a video reading through this fucked up conversation. So anyways, he was pressuring this 17-year-old girl to send him pictures of herself, and she quit, and she really didn't want to. She wasn't comfortable talking to him. So instead of backing off and respecting her decision, he fucking berates her to the point where she has a fucking panic attack from all of this. And even after she said she has a panic attack, he kind of lays off her for a little bit, but then he was like, okay, where's my photos? He didn't give a shit about her having a panic attack. He just wanted his stupid fucking photos from her. So, similar to Austin Jones, MDA pressured underage girls to send him pictures and did not give a shit if those girls were uncomfortable. He pressured them anyway. Again, just like Austin Jones. He didn't give a shit if they were uncomfortable or anything. He just wanted his pictures and didn't give a shit if they were frightened, if they were uncomfortable. And it's really fucked up. And he probably has a huge collection of pictures of underage girls, and I'm more than certain a lot of those pictures are of those underage girls without any clothes on. Oh, and by the way, unlike Austin Jones, this guy is still a free man. He's probably still prowling around the internet, pressuring girls for underage photos, and not giving a shit if those girls are uncomfortable. He just wants his photos. Isn't that a pleasant thought? Anyways, let's move on. Joy Sparkle BS is easily the worst YouTube drama whore I have ever seen. Now, look, I don't mind anyone talking about YouTube drama from time to time. I'm not a huge fan of channels that are completely dedicated to that, like you see a lot in YouTube these days, because, channels like that are popular now. But this woman took it to a whole new level. Holy shit. When the Onision drama was big, oh god, she churned out like 40 videos a day about the subject. And before she deleted her channel, which I'll get into in a little bit, she had easily like almost 200 Onision videos on her main channel alone. She even had side channels, which I'm pretty sure also had some Onision content on it. And even Onision, of all people, called her a crazy bitch. And when you have Onision calling you crazy, you know you're really, really fucked in the head. But yeah, and also, even more disgusting, this woman churned out DaddyOFive videos every single day, like 40 of them. A lot of them regurgitating the same information. Same with the Onision videos, but this is even worse. You know, and I said in my initial video about her that, you know, in a sense she's no better than DaddyOFive because she's also exploiting child abuse. Of course, it's not anywhere near the same. It's not in anywhere near the same way as what DaddyOFive did. Of course, she wasn't physically there abusing the kids, and she wasn't abusing the kids at all, but still, she was exploiting child abuse for views. She kept making video after video about it, and it's clear that this woman doesn't have a life at all. She claims she has disabilities, even though there's an overwhelming amount of evidence refuting her claims that she has disabilities and shit. But I'm not going to get into all that here. So really, the start of her downfall was the stupid fucking joke, which I still, to this day, think people took it way out of proportion, where she said brown people were the result. Brown people were poo babies from an infected penis. I'm sorry, I haven't heard the joke in a long time, so I don't really remember exactly what she said. But that was pretty much the start of her downfall. And also, an 11-year-old girl went on one of her streams and talked about her bullying experience and talked about, you know, pretty much how she's bullied at school every day, and she asked Joy Sparkle BS for advice, and Joy Sparkle BS stupidly said rape the bullies. You know, Joy Sparkle BS treated it as just this huge joke. This 11-year-old girl went on her stream asking one of her favorite YouTubers for advice, and Joy Sparkle BS gives her that. Fucking amazing, right? So after that, Joy Sparkle BS got a bunch of backlash. She was losing subscribers at an alarming rate. She was also declining in views. And, you know, the dislikes, she was already not really well liked to begin with, but the hate just increased a lot more. The dislikes eventually overwhelmingly outweighed the likes. And, you know, it just got really, really bad. And Joy Sparkle BS, I initially gave her advice just to quit YouTube. It's not worth it anymore. She devotes a huge amount of time to YouTube and churned out like 40 videos a day, and it was obviously unhealthy, and I told her that she needed something else to do with her life. And, you know, eventually I guess she did that because she deleted her channel after getting a whole bunch of backlash, even though there's this whole conspiracy that she didn't delete her channel because you could still see her stats on Social Blade, but I'm not going to get into all that here. But it still does show that how much Joy Sparkle BS loves to lie. Anyways, I rambled on about Joy Sparkle BS a little too much here. So, to end this off, Joy Sparkle BS was a drama channel that got into a lot of drama. Shocking, right? And I'm not gonna get into her whole religion thing or her cult thing, whatever the fuck that all debacle was, because if I explained all that, this would be like a 3-hour video, and I don't think any of you would want to sit and watch that. Anyway, let's move on. La Monalisa was a channel run by a couple, the woman named La Monalisa Perez, and the man named Pedro Ruiz. And this channel is pretty innocent, you know. It was just a bunch of family vlogs and shit. You see her and her boyfriend go to the carnival together, or pulling pranks on each other, you know, lighthearted pranks. And they also had a 3-year-old daughter that they had at the age of 16. So obviously, you know, these people are not very smart if they're having kids at fucking 16 years old. But whatever. They also had another kid on the way, which was a boy, which, of course, is probably born now. But anyways, they had a boy on the way. So anyways, instead of taking care of their kids, instead of worrying about real-life shit, they worry about their channel, and they want to grow their channel because they're just so thirsty for YouTube views and their subscriber count. So anyways, Pedro Ruiz had the amazing idea that he should hold a thick encyclopedia in front of his chest, and Monalisa Perez should get a 50 caliber Desert Eagle, aim it at his chest, and they thought the book would stop that. And guess what happened after that? This is shocking, shocking news. You were not going to expect this coming. Pedro Ruiz died as a result of this prank, or whatever the fuck they wanted to call it. So, anyways, Monalisa Perez was facing up to potentially 10 years in prison because of this. So, not only did she fuck her life up and end her boyfriend's life, but she also fucked her kids' lives up. You know, that 3-year-old daughter that, you know, was probably close to her father. She's never going to see her father again because her father's dead, of course, as a result of a stupid YouTube video that they thought would go viral, and they gave a shit about YouTube views over their kids, not thinking of the repercussions, not thinking of what could possibly happen until it actually happened. And I also feel bad for that kid that was on the way, because they would never know their father, not because he was killed in like a gang fight or something, or was just an innocent man that was shot in the street or some shit. It was as a result of two dumbasses being thirsty for YouTube views, so they decided to do a stupid fucking stunt that was incredibly dangerous, and it resulted in Pedro Ruiz dying. And a bunch of dumbass La Mona Lisa white knights were in the comment section to my full rant on this, saying, "Oh, they didn't know that this would happen." Well, they should have fucking done the research, and if they did the research and found out how exactly how powerful something like a 50 caliber Desert Eagle really is, then maybe they wouldn't have went through with the stunt. And the thing that pisses me off the most is they didn't think of their kids. They didn't think of what could possibly happen. They didn't think of how dangerous this was. I also don't give a shit that this was all Pedro's idea, not La Mona Lisa's idea. She still went through with it. She still thought this was a good idea. That she still didn't really think of her kids, of what might possibly happen to her kids, her family in general, her boyfriend. She didn't think of any of that. She still went through with it because she was thirsty for YouTube views, and they were all. That's all this was, and that's all that. That's the only motivation for this: YouTube views, the fame, the subscriber count, the view count. That's all they gave a shit about. They didn't give a shit about what could possibly happen until it actually happened, pretty much. So I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel bad that he died. I know that's fucked up of me to say, and I know people are probably going to be in the comment section being like, you're being too harsh. That's a really messed up thing to say. I don't give a shit. They should have done their homework, and they shouldn't have been fucking dumbasses, and they should have been paying attention and taking care of their kids instead of focusing on something as stupid and trivial as YouTube views. And as a result of them focusing way too much on something so trivial instead of shit that matters, her boyfriend is gone, their kids are without a father, and a mother too for possibly a decade, and their family is also affected, because Pedro's family, they're not going to see Pedro anymore. You know, they're probably very close to Pedro and all that, they're not going to be seeing him anymore. And La Mona Lisa's family, they're probably not going to be seeing her for 10 fucking years. So this completely screwed up not only their lives, not only their kids' lives, but a bunch of other people's lives too. So yeah, great going, La Mona Lisa. I really, really hope this is all worth it, because now your channel has a bunch of subscribers. One of your videos has over 1 million views. I really hope that's all worth it in the end. You just stupid fucking whore. And some people were like, "Oh, don't call her a whore. That's too harsh." I don't give a shit. She's a fucking whore. Anyway, next. Sniperwolf is a slut, plain and simple, but you all already know that. Anyways, earlier this year, during the summer, late July to be exact, Sniperwolf was in a bit of drama. She was in a live stream talking shit about another guy's girlfriend. His name is FaZe Banks, and she was pretty much saying how his girlfriend fucking mooches off of him for money and shit. And you know, the typical Sniperwolf being a cunt, you know, talking shit about other people like, you know, she usually does, and trying to bring them down because, you know, Sniperwolf is just so fucking bitter as a person that she needs to fucking take other people down. Anyways, so FaZe Banks called her out on this and also exposed that she tried to mooch off another person FaZe Censor. And then this guy, FaZe Censor, made a whole video about her, about how she tried to mooch off of him while she was with another guy during this time as well. And he also went to great lengths to prove himself. He even went to a fucking Verizon store, proving that these texts between them are real, because she was saying it's all fake, it's all fabricated. He edited these. And he went to a Verizon store to prove it, and then she still says that those texts were fake, even after proving that they're real. and you get this. Exactly a month later, late August, she fucking sues the guy. Yes, even after proving that these conversations were actually legit, she fucking sues him anyway. That really does say a lot about Sssniperwolf. You know, she can't fucking handle getting heat for shit that she did, so she has to fucking sue the guy. Isn't that just fucking wonderful? I hate Sssniperwolf, I really do. I really, really fucking hate her, but you already know that. You already know how much I hate her, because I made a whole video about why I hate her last year, which I still do get flacked for, to this day, actually. Her fans are fucking hilarious, but after all this shit, my hatred for her has risen quite a lot. I mean, a lot. Anyways, yeah, Sssniperwolf, you're a piece of shit, but you know, you're still hot. I'd still fuck you regardless. Regardless of how shitty of a person you are. Please fuck me. Anyways, next. Social Repose is this weird goth dude who dresses like an emo Native American. I don't know what the fuck that getup is supposed to be, but he makes videos. I mean, I've only ever seen his Onision content. I know he makes original music and shit. I know he does concerts and shit, but that's not the reason why he's on here. So about a month and a half ago, a woman by the name of Jacqueline Glenn, another YouTuber he was married to actually, made a video talking about how he cheated on her and how she was completely heartbroken over this. So he made a response video, mainly just trying to apologize to her. But in this response video, it sounded like he couldn't really give a shit less. You know, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, whatever. I'm sorry I cheated on you. I'll try not to do it again." And you want to know the real shit kicker? He didn't care about this, but also this isn't the first time he cheated on a woman. His previous relationship, he cheated on a woman, on the previous woman he dated. So that just speaks a multitude of volumes on this guy, doesn't it? He dates a bunch of women, cheats on them, and he doesn't give a shit about the woman's feelings, or give a shit that they're cheating on them and being completely unfaithful. He doesn't give a shit at all, and he clearly doesn't really give a shit that he was caught, because again, his response video was just fucking terrible. Him just speaking in this like monotone voice, not really caring at all about her feelings or any of that. He just did it because he felt like he needed to do it, just to try to salvage his reputation, which is damaged, thankfully. So yeah, hopefully no one is stupid enough to go out with this guy in the future, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, next. Shay Carl is one of the OG YouTubers on YouTube, and one of the OG people who exploited their children for views and money on YouTube. And I already didn't like him prior to this year. I never enjoyed his channel at all. I always thought his vlogs were boring. And again, he just whores out his children for views, but we're not going to talk about that here. Earlier this year, back in February, a Twitter DM conversation between Shay Carl and some slut he met on the internet leaked for everyone to see, where he talks dirty to her, he wants to fuck her in the ass and shit like that. He legit said all this shit to her, and it was just fucking glorious, because it really does show that he's one of the many fake YouTubers out there, you know, pretending that he has this great life and shit, you know, and then he tries to blame it all on alcoholism, you know, just a complete cop-out excuse, you know, just to try to get some heat off of him. But of course it didn't work at all. He lost a whole bunch of fans, and you know, his reputation is pretty much smashed, because, you know, people now see through the facade. People now know that he's not this happy-go-lucky man with a great family like he showed off in a plethora of videos over the years. So ever since this whole scandal unfolded, Shay Carl just kind of disappeared, you know, kind of just fell off the face of the earth. You didn't really hear from him ever since, until November, when he released honestly one of the worst no, actually the worst apology video I have ever seen. Holy shit, just watch it for yourselves. I mean, it is one of the worst, it's some of the worst acting I've ever seen. I mean, he's so over the top, he tries to force a cry, you don't see any tears at all coming out of his eyes, and honestly, when he's fucking crying, it sounds like he's laughing. That's just how pathetic it is. What it all boiled down to was just a piss-poor attempt at him trying to salvage his image, but I'm sorry, Shay Carl. You're not going to recover from this. You're just not. I mean, sure, you do have a lot of loyal ass kissers left being like, oh, it's okay, Shay Carl, okay? Everything's all going to be fine. We forgive you. But your image is still going to be smashed because most people are going to see you as the douchebag who was unfaithful to his wife and his family and just try to get some on the side. And everyone now knows that you're a complete fucking fake. So, haha, Shay Carl. I never liked you anyway, so I'm not really all that sad about this. I don't really feel bad at all. Kraut and Tea was one of those anti-SJW channels, part of the whole skeptic community. You know, the community a lot of channels like this say they're a part of. So, the only reason I know of this channel's existence is really because of people like Mr. Epsilon and the Amazing Atheist, one of the few anti-SJW YouTubers I actually really do give a fuck about. But anyways, why is he on this list? The reason he's on this list is, well, all the drama he's been in for like the past week or so, actually. Just recently he got into a lot of drama and was exposed for a multitude of things. So, why is he on this list exactly? So, fast rewind to earlier this year, where he was making a bunch of anti-alt-right videos, even trying to debunk, even trying to talk about race realism, and the alt-right wasn't really all that convinced. So, anyways, Kraut and Tea didn't really take the backlash all that well. He had a series of videos against the alt-right, and he was losing fans. He was losing a whole bunch of fans in the process, and more people were starting to fucking hate his guts. So, he didn't really take all this very well, so he created a Discord server, and I kid you not, every single room in that Discord server was dedicated to a specific YouTuber that he did not like, and they're all plotting against those YouTubers, trying to say how they were going to take down those YouTubers, and a bunch of fucked up shit like that. It's honestly something you'd expect like an 11-year-old to do, like how they react to their haters and shit, you know, plotting against their haters, I don't know, reporting them and shit, which he has done too, reporting videos that were against him. So much for being an anti-SJW, right? Silencing those who oppose your views and want to challenge your views and, you know, disagree with you in general. Even a YouTuber called Rage After Storm, he fucking drove off YouTube because he didn't like her views on certain topics. So after getting all sorts of flack from pretty much the entire internet, Kraut and Tea takes down all of his videos on his channel and pretty much calls it quits for the internet and says that he's never going to come back. Which honestly, when it comes to a person like this, I'm glad that they're not going to fucking come back to YouTube. And trust me, if he were never caught, he would still be doing all this fucked up shit. And you know, also, people have been saying he also doxed some people who disagreed with him, which I don't know if there's any evidence to really back that up, so forgive me if this is false information, but if he really did do that, what a fucked up guy, holy shit. Doxing people because they have different views than you and disagree with you. Fucking grow up. Holy shit. So anyways, if he weren't caught, he'd still be doing this shit, definitely. If you notice, a whole bunch of YouTubers on this list do fucked up shit, get caught, and then pretend that they're sorry, and then just completely disappear from the internet, just so they could stop getting some flack, getting a lot of flack from people. Fucking pathetic. Anyway, let's move on to the final and worst person on this list. Where do I begin with this one? You know, there's a lot that I want to say in this section, but, you know, if I say everything I wanted to say, then this section alone would be like 30 minutes long, and I don't want to do that, so I'll try my best to give a good synopsis of it for a few minutes. So anyways, this man, Randy Stair, you see in the picture, had a channel called Pioneers Productions, and he's been making videos on it since like 2008, and he really wanted to build a fan base, build an audience, and, well, he kind of failed at that, and he got really, really angry. And then later on, he made a channel called Ember's Ghost Squad, and it's based off some character off Danny Phantom, Ember McLean, I think their name is. I just looked it up a few minutes ago because I never watched Danny Phantom when I was little, but anyways, he had a huge obsession with Danny Phantom and that character in particular, so he made a little series called Ember's Ghost Squad, and he also named his channel Ember's Ghost Squad. And it's like a little spin-off series of Danny Phantom, kind of, starring this character and other side characters and shit. And the animations on that channel are some of the most batshit insane videos I've ever seen on YouTube, and, well, in general, really. So this guy had some really, really deep issues. He was a cross-dresser. He liked shaving all of his hair off his body. Shit like that. He was a really weird guy. And, of course, he had that weird Danny Phantom obsession, and also he had an obsession with the Columbine shooters. And he also really hated his parents because they never really picked up on his issues, and they rightfully told him to get a job and lead a normal life. And he really, really fucking hated them for that. He even talked about it in a video, too, one of the videos he left behind. Oh, yeah, and also, did I mention that on June 7th, 2017, this dude went on a fucking shooting spree, going to a supermarket he worked at, killing 3 co-workers, and then himself right after. Isn't that just fucking lovely? And this shooting wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment thing where he just finally cracked and decided to go out and kill some people. No, he actually planned this out and said June 7th, 2017 will be the day of Andrew Blaze. Andrew Blaze was his online name. And it's kind of reminiscent of when Elliot Rodgers said May 23rd, 2014 would be his day of retribution, where he also went out and killed people. Jesus fucking Christ, what a whack job. This guy also believed that when he killed himself, he would finally join the Ember Ghost Squad, whatever the fuck, and finally be a ghost girl or whatever. He had a thing for ghost girls, too. Yeah, he actually thought ghosts were hot. But anyways, this guy was a complete fucking failure at life. He was loved by no one. He was a complete fucking loner. He spent all of his time fucking obsessing over cartoon characters and thinking he's one of them and having, these deep issues, and instead of getting help, he decides to just descend into madness and eventually plan out a day when he was gonna fucking shoot people and then kill himself. I'm glad that this guy is not in this world anymore. I'm glad he's dead. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit shooter. Why the fuck should I feel bad for saying that? Anyways, I'm glad he's dead, but unfortunately he took 3 innocent people with him who did nothing to him. Their only offense were that they were just co-workers with him and they were there at the wrong place at the wrong time. And unfortunately their lives were taken because this asshole was a complete fucking nutcase and wanted to shoot and kill innocent people and then kill himself right after because he thought he would join some stupid autistic ghost squad. He thought he would be admired and thought of as some kind of badass after this whole incident had transpired, but instead thousands upon thousands of people are laughing at him for the stupid, worthless, pathetic piece of shit failure of a human being he really is. No one fucking admires you, and if there is some kind of an afterlife, I really do hope you're getting all the fucking torture that you deserve, you pathetic piece of fucking shit. He accomplished nothing in life and served no purpose to humanity whatsoever. He was just a waste of oxygen, and that's all he ever amounted to. And unfortunately, this got next to no media coverage. The media didn't even fucking bother talking about this, really, aside from some local news stations writing articles about this, but that's really about it. The only reason I know this I even know this happened is because the Archfiend, a YouTuber I liked, tweeted about this around the time it happened. He made a tweet in shock because this guy actually spoke to people like Archfiend and was on friendly terms with him and people like Undertaker, Freak 1127, and other ranters of the sort, I think. But yeah, that's the only reason reason why I actually know this happened. I could tell you so much more about this guy, but again, I don't want his portion of this of the video to be 40 minutes long, so I'll wrap it up here. If you want to know more about the guy, just watch Mr. Mediker's video on him. He's a YouTuber I recently got really into. He's really good. But anyways, so congratulations, Randy Stair, Andrew Blaze, Pioneers Productions, Ember's Ghost God, whatever the fuck you want to be called. You are officially the worst YouTuber of 2017. I mean, come on, does it really get any worse than this? Oh boy, I'm glad I finally got this over with and talked about all these shitty people that are on this list. I mean, pedophiles, shooters, you know, people who sue other people for trivial shit, you know, horrible people in general. If you notice, Jake Paul isn't on this list because, well, you've heard enough about him, and I quite honestly got really fucking tired of the guy. Unless the guy ends up being a pedo or ends up shooting people or, I don't know, rapes someone, you're not going to be fucking seeing him on any of these lists, and plus Jake Paul's already losing relevancy right now. I mean, he's not as relevant as he was, say, like, during the summer, and I can imagine he's going to lose even more relevancy during 2018, so this video was definitely a lot of fun. It was also a lot of fun doing the worst YouTubers of 2016 video. So, will there be a worst YouTubers of 2018 video? Maybe 2018 will actually be a good year for YouTube. Maybe there won't be any kind of drama whatsoever, and maybe all these YouTubers will, I don't know, make up or just not do shitty things. I know that's not gonna happen. I definitely look forward to seeing some YouTubers colossally fucking up in 2018, and I definitely will enjoy talking about them if they do really catch my interest enough to talk about them in a video. And I'm sure all of you are definitely looking forward to that, and I am sure as hell definitely looking forward to pissing off some more dumb fan bases that are fans of larger YouTubers that I choose to discuss, because those are always so fun. They're always so much fun to fuck with and make fun of. And speaking of that, if any fan of any of these YouTubers are watching this right now and you are mad over what I had to say about some of these YouTubers, well, come to think of it, how can you be a fan of some of these YouTubers? But anyways, if you happen to be a fan of any of these YouTubers I'm talking about, or more than one of these YouTubers that I'm talking about in this list, and you're mad at me and you want to type a rage comment, yeah, go fuck yourself, alright? I don't give a shit if you like it, if you like any of the YouTubers on this list. It's my opinion, and I don't give a shit what you think about my opinion, alright? So anyways, I hope you all had a good 2017. Mine was meh, but still miles better than 2016. Fuck that year. Anyways, and here's to hoping that we all have a good 2018. In my case, I'm very doubtful that I'll have a very good 2018, but, you know what, who knows, maybe some good shit will happen to me in the upcoming year. Who knows? But anyways, I've talked enough in this video, and this video is long enough. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.